So how do you get rid of complacency? So 3-4 years ago, I took about 20-30 staff members. We all went to Asheville, North Carolina. The whole weekend was, how do we get rid of complacency? How do we make sure that every hairdresser on every client is doing their consultation, their stress relieving treatments, their hand treatments, their index cards. So this is what we decided because, we were hanging on to people who were never going to be as successful as we wanted them to be. We're not hiring people that could be what we call level 10 rock stars because we're letting people hang on. So I'll let Susan run you through the numbers of what we decided. And this was 3 years ago. So I wanted to break people in easily because we've been open 30 years and we had never had this in place. So this is the number we came up 3 years ago. But we're getting ready to change these numbers to higher now that the staff is kind of realizing this is real. We let someone go last week. She's been here how long?
7 years.
7 years. Perfect employee, as in always on time, looks good. You would hire in a heartbeat, but didn't want to do the will, never got the right, hit the right numbers. And, we could have let her stay on forever if it was just from her disciplinary actions, Here's one thing I have decided, though. How do I know when to get rid of people? If I ever start questioning it, I ask myself, would I hire this person again if they were interviewing today, from what I know now after 5 years? And if the answer is no, then I got to get a plan that I got to replace them. Because, people show up and we try to hire the right people, but we don't always get the right people. We really know after 3-4 years if we hire the right person. So now I look at it, would I rehire this person again? If the answer is no, then it's time to think about a replacement.
So this becomes relevant their second year on the Van Michael floor, which is us, the senior floor. So they've been through new talents. It's not applicable in new talents. It's now year 2 on the Van Michael floor. So if they're not doing $95,000 annually in service, which is $365 a day, and $18,200 a year in retail, which sounds like a weird number, but when I show you our retail commission, it will make sense. If they do this amount, it's $70 a day, so they will always make commission, because to make commission on their retail, they have to sell $700 in a 2-week period. So that's why we tied it to that number. So daily, it's just a number of $435 a day, which is very doable. So if by year 2, they haven't done it, then we schedule a meeting, and we say, listen, you're under benchmark, and where you are this year is you're trending under again. So we give them a buy-win date, and we make sure that they're doing everything on the service wheel, which includes their index cards and stress relieving and rebooking and product and blow-dry lesson, the whole thing. And if they're not, we say, okay, well, let's refocus on that, and we'll revisit it. So the lady that Van is referring to didn't refocus on it. I go, okay, I'm back again. It's the next year, and we're still under benchmark. And she had a client, so I said, well, bring me your index card. So she brought me her index card box, and there were 5 cards in it. I said, pretty sure she has more than 5 clients. So she comes back in, and I said, so you have 5 cards. And she goes, yeah, I don't do those. I said, right, it's clear to me that you don't, because you're under benchmark again. So it doesn't work. This is a non-negotiable. This is our service wheel. I said, this doesn't work. And she goes, well, I haven't been happy here for a long time. I said, also clear. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to discontinue our relationship because you're not happy and you're not performing the hallmark service that we offer and that we tell people they're going to get when they come here. So it was really fine. I mean, I think she was almost happy. And we kind of struggled with it. I called Van and said, here's what's going to happen. He's like, I had high hopes for her. I go, well.
She looked the part.
I go, right. She looked the part. Yeah. That was the end of it.
Yeah, so. She looked the part. She's like 5'9".
We get it.
You know what? She's a nice person. But that's why we got to set this up. I mean, when I first opened, I've never hired anybody from the outside. I got one person one time when I first opened with some candy in them.
That was from my dad.
Yeah, and that was the person that taught me the lesson too. I mean, this guy worked for us for 20 years and he still had 2 clients every day. I want to tell you what he looked like. I mean, it's identical twin of Kramer. He was Kramer. His hair, everything. He was like this. And I was like, I sat him down after like 20 years. I said, Michael, I can't stand looking at your W-2 form. I said, you're a good guy, but nobody in my company can have a W-2 that says $20,000, you know, after been here this long. Like, I can't take it. You know, I said, but you can stay here till the end of time, but you'll never be busy. You've been to every meeting, you show up for work, but for some reason, this does not work for you and us. But I'm not going to run you out, but I don't, and found him a job in another salon around the corner. There's a guy that I know that was desperate, you know. So I said, hey, I got a guy. If you'll give him 60% no product charge, you can have him. You know? And I'll give him all his clients. And so I set Michael down. I said, here's all your clients' names and addresses. It's walking distance, the salon is. And Norman will give you 60% with nothing off the top. You should take this job. And he cried because I don't want to leave. I'm like, you don't have to, but you just need to think about this. You're going to get down to one person a week, and I need the chair, you know. So he comes in the next day, and he's like, okay, you know, I'm taking the job. We told all his clients where they were, and he's still over there like this is 10 years ago. So. But, you know, you can let people stay around because they're nice, but it's not doing them a favor because, you know what, I think he could be okay in a more low-end salon. I mean, our clients' expectations he can't do. You know what I mean? Like, people are coming there for Van Michael, he couldn't do it. You know, so that's why you got to come up with these benchmarks and let people go because they're holding a chair of somebody that can do the job. You know, I mean, look at professional sports. It don't matter how great you were, how long you've been there, how much money you make. When you're not performing, goodbye. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, get a little age on you, turn 30, you're gone. You know, but yeah, we got to operate the same way. Like, you know, we need the people that want to do the service. You know, that want to be successful. You know, that want to make money. That understands they got to make money, and we got to make money, and the salon's got to make money. You know, to be successful.
Well, it was really good exercise and just testimony to having the benchmarks because it wasn't personal. It wasn't that we didn't like her. It wasn't that she was a nice person, but she was underperforming. And we say, as Van said, you're talent. Talent must perform or talent's replaced. Just like support and administration, we must support and administrate or we're replaced. It's the same thing. So that same day I met with another young lady at the same location who also was under benchmark, only in retail, not service. And we brought her in, and she was bawling and crying, and her cards were perfect, and she's really, like, lovely. And I said, you're going to make it. You just have to work on this retail. You're just not doing it. And I know that you can. You have to use your prescription card. Start today. You're going to get there. You're so close, but you're just missing it just by a little bit. That day, it was one of our customer appreciation days. She sold $500. I said, Violet, you only need to sell 70 a day. She sold 500. The next day, she sold 150. The next day, she sold 150. So, but in contrast to the previous girl, her cards were perfect. She is providing the Hallmark service. She's just was falling a little short on the retail. So for her, it turned it around. Yes?
I have several questions here, but they all tie in together. Your $95,000 annual service, is that based on before service charges are deducted off the top or after? And regarding service charges, are you doing a flat percentage rate? Are you doing it per service? And do you deduct for credit card charges before you calculate their commission? And, excuse me.
I hope she can remember all this.
No, he's got to remember. Also, your $95,000 annual service.
Gross, that's gross.
All right, so before service charges.
Yes.
How many days a week are you calculating or based that on? And
That's
do you have part-timers?
Yeah, that's on a 5-day work week.
Now, what if you have part-timers?
We prorate it.
Okay. So go ahead with the other
And the service charge is a flat service charge.
percent.
It's a flat dollar fee, so it's $8 on cuts until it gets to $75, and then it's $9, and at $100, it's $10.
And what about credit card charges? Do you-
We don't charge for credit card charges.
And we're aware
Fan
of that, but, you know, we're taking that as part of doing business. We actually let our staff make a vote on last year on a couple of changes, and if they wanted to keep something a certain way, and us keep your tips on credit cards and pay the charges, and that's what they wanted, so we stayed with it.
Well, now that you mention that, if you're allowing your guests to put their tips on a credit card, and you're paying commission on that tip
No.
as well.
Yeah, we don't pay commission on the tip.
It's a
Well, you're
separate
being
line.
charged, you're getting slighted by not deducting for the credit card charge. You're eating up the whole thing, they're getting
We're aware of that. No, you're 100%
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, so last year it cost us $68,000 for charges for passing their tips on. So at least we know what it costs. We'll take it out somewhere else, you know, so it's one of those, yeah. But yeah, you're right, you know, you're
But,
100%
and
right.
what we do is then the cash is given back to the service provider, and then the service provider before every pay period enters in what they got for tips, and then we're paying the employer tax match on that. It's on the honor system.
When we're done, y'all can all talk to Fred and Candy, they have the ATM machine.
Yes.
Okay, so, y'all can line up and get more information on a better way to do it.